Welcome back to Eternal Beauty Interviews. Let's get into it.
Hi guys, my name is Jen. I am one of the head instructors here at Eternal Beauty.
And what are you known for, Jen?
I am known for the world of permanent makeup. So I am the permanent makeup instructor here. I am also the tattoo instructor and body piercing.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background in the beauty industry?
So I've been in this industry now almost 10 years. I didn't start out in the beauty industry though. I did actually come from a background of medical. I did work in dentistry. It was only until my maternity leave, I actually just decided to take a course in the beauty industry and I didn't stop. I took many courses after that. My first training course in microblading, I didn't know where I was gonna offer this service. Currently still had my job in the dental office. I knew I didn't want to quit my full-time job as an RDA, registered dental assistant. I really didn't know where I was actually gonna be offering permanent makeup. I made an arrangement with my employer, who was the dentist I worked for, and I was actually microblading out of the dental office after hours. Kind of a unique situation, but hey, it worked out.
Was it hard to let go of that job, knowing that it was guaranteed, over doing something a little bit more creative?
Honestly, there are some people that need to have structure and stability with many things. That could be schedule, that could be bi-weekly pay. It was a little bit scary at first, you know, in order to ensure that I had enough income coming in to put food on the table, you had to ensure that you were hustling with how many clients you're gonna see per week. It was a little bit scary at first, but honestly, when I started to get a feel for this industry, and if you work hard and if you establish yourself, you can definitely start earning a good, healthy income. I honestly never looked back at Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 job.
Do you have any other hobbies or passions?
I do have a little side gig. I do custom sugar cookies, spending time with my kids. We do love outdoor sports. We love snowmobiling, quadding, dirt biking. So those would be some outside hobbies aside from work.
How did you find Eternal Beauty?
Another funny story. So the owner and president of the Winnipeg location, Jennifer, she actually had a small spa salon out of her home in her hometown. She was looking for a permanent makeup artist and service people in the community. She went onto Google, had no clue where to start looking for a permanent makeup artist, specifically microblading. She literally typed into Google, microblading by, and then she used her own name, Jennifer. Yeah, that'll work. And I was the first one who popped up on Google, and she clicked on my webpage and contacted me. So that's actually how we connected, and I was servicing her small town, and then when she finally bought into Eternal Beauty in Winnipeg, she wanted me to join the team.
What were you teaching when you first started?
So that would have been everything permanent makeup.
Did they have tattooing at the time?
Didn't have tattooing at the time. That definitely came a couple of years after.
What is permanent makeup?
Permanent makeup is a form of micro-implantation of pigment in the skin. So that could be for the eyebrows, eyeliner, lips. We also have paramedical tattooing. There is quite a crossover in the world of permanent makeup and tattooing. There's a lot of similarities that cross over with each other, creating more of a permanent effect with makeup in the skin with pigments.
How long does it last?
The science behind pigments is a little bit different than traditional tattoo inks. These pigments are meant to heal quite soft on the face. They're also not meant to last as long in the skin compared to traditional tattoo inks. Usually there is a bit of a maintenance for permanent makeup treatments. When we're talking in general, permanent makeup can last anywhere from 2 to 5 years, and then with a maintenance upkeep after that.
What is the hardest course to teach and your favorite course to teach?
My favorite course to teach is the tattoo program. I really enjoy seeing how many creative souls there are out there. In regards to the hardest to teach, I would say permanent makeup is actually a little bit more challenging than tattooing, believe it or not. Tattooing, I feel there's more of a creative outlet, and art is art. So sometimes there is no right or wrong when it comes to art. But when we're talking talking permanent makeup, creating brows for somebody's face shape. Yes, it's an art, but there's also a lot more standard protocols that we have to follow, measurements and so forth, to ensure that that brow is suited for that person's face shape. Sometimes I find with the permanent makeup program, what's hardest to teach students is how to brow map and actually create a shape for somebody's face.
What is the most important class that students take?
Personally speaking, infection control. Coming from a background of medical in dentistry, I also worked in oral surgery. I completely understand the importance of infection control, and we do offer a one-day class so that we can really provide all of the information needed when it comes time to the importance of it. Learning about some of our families of pathogens, learning indirect transmission versus direct transmission, also learning how to properly take down a station, to sterilizing, to the different methods of disinfecting, everything under the umbrella of infection control that is crucial for students to know and understand when they're getting into this industry.
What's that relationship like with your students?
So we do keep our class sizes quite small here for many reasons. Those small class sizes do allow instructors to be very personable with students, obviously on a professional level, but it does allow us to have really a deep understanding of where these students actually come from, you know, what their goals are in life, and try to help them as best as we can to maintain that and to see them just strive and succeed.
Your favorite student story?
Definitely been a few students. One student I can think of is more of a recent story, a recent student who just recently graduated. She was very hard on herself. She wanted to give up and quit many, many times. That internal frustration could sometimes lead to negative experiences. At the end of the day, she ended up graduating, pursuing her dream, and personally reaching out to me to thank me for pushing her and not allowing her to give up. It was just very heartwarming, again, just to see somebody in such a good place in their life now.
What trait do they all kind of have when they succeed? What trait do those students share?
So some people might think the answer to that is an artistic trait, but to be honest, that's not really the trait that I see a pattern within. I usually find that the trait is pure passion and dedication, the willingness to learn and just never give up.
So you and Jen started the tattoo parlor. You guys opened it up last year. What was the choices of making that?
To be honest, we found that there's a bit of disconnect in the tattoo industry with new artists not really giving an opportunity to work out of a shop. Sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And we found that we wanted a safe space for students to start their career, continue building their portfolio, and start making an income out of our parlor room, giving them a feel for what it is like to work in a tattoo shop. And hopefully they will be able to start their career and build on that portfolio so that one day they could apply at a shop and have more of a probability of actually getting a job position in a shop.
What does the tattoo course look like, beginning to end? What do they do?
Within our tattoo program, they do have to take a few prerequisite courses. So one of them is skin anatomy, infection control. Both of those are mandatory. Our program is laid out in two components. They start with stencils and line work. The way it's structured is we focus on those components first. Once all of the criteria is met in those components, then students will move on to the next component, which is color and shading. They will be sitting in on many theory classes, many model day classes. Once a student is completed everything within that first part of the program, they then enter Tier 2. So Tier 2 is pretty much comparison to apprenticeship. Those students are now working towards certain requirements within the program to actually complete the program and to be issued a certificate. Tier 3 is technically the last tier within our tattoo program, and it is a program that we offer that's called the Career Co-op. So what that means is when student has completed Tier 1 and the Tier 2 apprenticeship, they can technically be considered as done. They have completed the program. Tier 3 is optional for students who don't necessarily have a place to start tattooing. Tier 3 is when students are invited to start working out of our parlor room, and they can actually start earning an income.
So what makes your teaching style unique?
I feel every instructor here offers a lot of valuable training to the students, but I do go, just a little bit harder on students sometimes, but at the end of the day, I'm almost certain that I'm gonna pump out some really good students into the industry.
What are some common mistakes for beginners in PMU or tattoo or piercing?
In regards to mistakes, I don't feel common mistakes are necessarily made in practice with doing the treatments. I honestly feel a common mistake is people come into this industry thinking it's going to be easy. Anybody can do it, but you do have to work hard at it.
So what advice would you give someone just starting in PMU, tattoo, piercing?
My advice would be to never give up, because that seems to be the one thing that a new beginner might say is, I just want to give up. Don't give up. Nothing happens overnight. These areas of the beauty industry are very skilled areas, and skill doesn't just happen by chance. Skill happens with a lot of dedication and a lot of hard work. So don't give up, just keep on going, and one day you will look back and you'll be so thankful that you didn't.
What do you hope that your students' main takeaway from you?
They're getting their true values worth of education. It's not elementary school, it's not high school. People are investing good money to be here, and I'm gonna deliver that education to them.
Why should students choose Eternal Beauty?
I feel we do have quite a few unique things to offer. I do feel that once students are certified, graduated, we do have additional programming, such as our career co-op, that students are invited back to actually start earning an income out of our facility. Those things are definitely unique to Eternal Beauty only, and I do feel that it has helped a lot of students just get themselves on their own 2 feet and get themselves into the industry without feeling the stress and commitment of having to open up their own business or rent a space out of a spa salon, for example.
What does beauty mean to you?
I do feel that beauty does come within. That person does give off positive energy. They have a beautiful personality that's going to show on the outside too.
For any future students who want to come to Eternal Beauty, what would you say to them?
Come on down.
What class should they take?
Honestly, I think it should be find something that interests you. We offer so many programs here, so it can be overwhelming, but we all have a slight passion for something, and find that something that interests you. And honestly, just don't hesitate. It's never too late. You're never too old. No matter what your life is, you're never gonna regret the opportunity of actually being a student. Bye guys.